Welcome back to Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. As promised, we have a special guest joining us again, and it's going to be Maddie Lesnack from Springfield. Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we got to have our Springfield seniors on there going into the district semifinals again. So my first question is, obviously that was a goal coming into the season. You want to get yourself back to districts. You got to regionals last year. Now that you've kind of gotten back, what are some of the focuses of this team as you head into the district tournament again?
I think we worked up to this point. We were really set on league, and then from there we were set into going into the tournament, worrying about it. So for now, the practices we've been preparing, been working on a lot of defense and putting in some new offenses, trying new things that it may make our game easier going into tournaments or challenge the team a little bit more.
With how much success you guys had last year and the players that you brought back, was it ever hard to not look ahead and start to think about districts and start to think about what this team could do in the tournament during the regular season when you were trying to win the league?
No, I don't really think it was hard for us. I think the beginning when we started, we weren't back to the point where we ended, where we wanted us to be and where Coach Matisse wanted us. So as we started to practice more and we were more familiar with each other again after ending last season at regionals, we felt more comfortable and we're playing how we wanted to play, and we started looking past just the regular season and league and stuff and looking into tournaments and how far we're going to go and everything.
We've talked to Coach Matisse quite a bit. Every time we ask him about you, he talks about how you've never really played your natural position for Springfield, and he asked you to be a point guard, and you've taken that position and you've run with it. What has that been like to kind of transition from your quote unquote natural position as a basketball player and just do what the team needs you to do?
Well, when I was younger, I was always, since I was taller, looked in as a post player. And coming into my junior year, after losing a couple good guards, my freshman and sophomore year, I played post and everything. Coming to my junior year, when he asked me to take on point guard, I was a little iffy about it, but I knew if I practice and put in the time and everything, it's really going to pay off in the end like it has.
All right, so you definitely put in the time. What was the one thing that you focused on the most when you found out that you had to be a point guard that you wanted to develop in your skill set the most?
I think seeing the court, before, I knew everything about the game, but I wasn't aware of what was going around me. But going into my junior year, I felt like I needed to see who's out there with me, see who I should make the most I worked on assists and stuff. I was working on not getting the ball taken from me, all that stuff.
We see in the offense sometimes they are able to still get you in the paint and get you to post up a little bit. When that happens, how's it feel to kind of get back into that mode and do the work that you've been doing since before your junior season?
It's good. It's a little iffy sometimes because I'm used to playing outside, so it's I love watching my posts get in there and fighting first. So when I get in there and get the chance, it's really exciting.
I don't know if you've made the decision yet on what sport you're going to play in college because you play all three of them pretty well. But if it's basketball, how much has the point guard position and being able to play on the perimeter helped you develop your tools that you'll need at the next level?
I think that when I talk to coaches and different coaches just around the area, it's a lot easier being my height and being able to see the court and knowing what's going on and the background I have with basketball. I feel like it's a lot easier than just saying you take a freshman and throwing them in at point guard and they not know anything that's going on, where to look, who's open, anything like that.
As we just said, you are a busy athlete. You play all three sports. You play travel softball in the summer. You play, AAU basketball. You're in volleyball. What's it like just kind of juggling all those three sports and every season giving all your attention and all your heart to that one while still knowing that you're going to have the other one that expects you to be at the highest level, at the when you transition?
It's really exciting. Usually, my summer, I have no free time. I'm either going to a basketball tournament around the area or I'm going to a softball tournament. There were some days that Saturday I'd be at a basketball tournament, Sunday I'd be at a softball tournament. It's just exciting, keeping my younger years just keep going and not really just wasting time laying around playing on my phone.
Playing all those sports and being that busy, A lot of kids are like, man, I would get gassed out like doing all that. What do you do to avoid being mentally drained and kind of falling into that trap of gassing yourself out?
I think like during the weekend when I have like tournaments and stuff in the summer, I try during the week maybe to just like relax because I have a pool, so like relaxing around the pool or just hanging out with friends, like trying not to focus so much on sports that like my regular life, like not being able to like function with that too.
All right, so when you're that busy, you have to have a primary sport, right? You have to have one that you pick over the other one. Do you have a favorite right now? Do you have a favorite one that you'll decide if there's a weekend with this and this and this, I'm gonna pick this one?
Usually it's basketball, but like if I'm in like a primary like season and say I have like a basketball tournament, but then I have like softball. If I'm in softball season, I'm usually gonna pick that sport, but it's usually basketball I choose.
Obviously we talked about your AAU. You play with a great team with a lot of familiar faces around the YSN family. What does AAU do for you when you're developing your basketball skills and being able to play with and against so many talented players?
Well, I played AAU. I think I started when I was in fifth grade, and I played for a while with just a couple like local, like bigger schools like Canfield, Poland, some Boardman girls. Like I played with just a bunch of those, and then I stopped playing for a little bit, but came back my junior year, and I went to play with the Ohio Lakers. And just seeing the way they play and how it reflects how I play, and being able to just like all come together as a team, even though we're not technically like a regular team like during regular high school basketball, it feels really good.
Being a part of a travel team with softball too, you're able to expose yourself to different people from different schools, different backgrounds, different way of looking at things. How has that helped you develop kind of your social skills and your leadership skills on a team to be able to take anyone from any kind of lifestyle or any kind of background and be able to lead them and get to know them and kind of just build with them?
It helps a lot actually because like if I was just playing with all Springfield like the girls that I've known since fourth grade, like the four seniors I play with, JC, Emily, and Peyton, um, I like know them pretty well, that it's like easier that I know how to talk to them when they're upset, or I know how to like communicate with them. But when playing with these other girls from different schools and stuff during travel, it shows that like not everyone plays the same, not everyone like functions the same, that we have to like be open minded about how like say one person takes a comment while the other person takes it a different way.
When you are in Springfield and you're able to square up against one of your Laker teammates, what does that feel like to be able to go head to head with them and put some bragging rights on the line?
It's pretty fun actually. I love playing against a bunch of local girls that I know since I've known them for so long, and showing that like what our regular basketball like high school team pulls up from us, and then like what like travel pulls from us.
Is there any kind of friendly trash talk that goes along when you guys compete against each other?
Not really trash talk. We might get into it a little bit with each other, trying to like show off some moves or something, but no trash talk.
When you guys you we see you when you can out supporting your Laker teammates. So I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit and ask you, who's your best friend that doesn't wear the Springfield uniform?
Oh, I don't really have like one best friend, but a big supporter, like two big supporters that I've known for like since I was in fourth grade, would be Ella Gregorino and Cami Rome.
Now, here's another one. Who's someone that you play against that you haven't had the chance to play with in travel, but if you could pick them and bring them on your team, or even someone that maybe you don't play them at Springfield, but you know they're good. Who's someone that you would love the chance to play with on the same team?
Oh, I think Savannah Prosick is a pretty good player from Lowville. Just the way that like she sees the court and everything, and like the way she gets with their team, I would love to get a chance to play with her.
You have a chance to meet them in the district championship as they're squaring up against Western Reserve as well.
Yeah.
When you think about now the goals here, you're in districts, you're fighting for a district championship, trying to get back into that spot. Does it start to get a little bit more, uh, crunch time? Like it's every game could be your last, and we have to take everything not for granted, maybe as much as you would in the regular season.
Yeah, our coaches like to like really push us in practice, and they're like this could be your last practice. Like, you need to be playing how you're going to play in a game. It's not just we're taking it soft in practice or taking it soft in the game, because like no one knows, like, this could be our last game, or this could be the last time on like this court, like anything like that.
When did the fact that you're a senior start to really set in with you? Like, this could be the last game. This is my last season with Springfield. When did that start to really set into your mind?
Definitely, I think when we got to like the second half of like league games, when I realized like, okay, this is when I need to turn it up, and this is when like you need to start finishing out these league games, and then going into like senior night was like a big part. Like, it shows that like this is like my last like time playing with these girls and on this court, and like going into tournaments and everything, like knowing like if like something goes wrong, then this could be like the last time.
What will you miss most about playing for Springfield and putting on that jersey and being able to represent that school system?
Um, I think just like the way, like, I think like practices, like it's just like fun. Like sometimes like we're very serious like in practices, but then like there's a part of us that like we just mess around, like the way we act towards each other. Like there's like it's just like the bonds that I've shared like with everyone. It just like it like leaves like a good like legacy there for me.
All right, so Coach Bailey, ever since basketball season started, he's been egging me on because when you have Maddie on, you have to have her pronounce something. Like, you have to try to make her pronounce something. I'm not gonna put you on that spot. I'm not gonna do that to you. But I am gonna ask, what is one word that you have always struggled spelling or pronouncing, even like growing up? Like, you cannot get it right, you can't spell it right, maybe, or because everyone has that one word. What's that one word for you?
Um, I mean, when I was younger, I had a hard time pronouncing like synonym. Like I
Oh
would
yeah.
call it synonym and everything, and I could not pronounce it.
Well, you got it now, it seems like.
Yeah.
So we've talked about your future in athletics. What about your future as a career path, future as what you want to learn about after high school? What are some things that your future might hold in that regard?
I've looked at a couple different majors. I haven't really like set on some. Like I've looked into like sports medicine, psychology, but like I've kind of been focusing on forensic psychology, but I'm not like set to a college I'm going to yet.
What made you kind of lean into forensic psychology? That's kind of one of the off the wall answers that we get for that question. What made you interested in that?
I don't know. I see a lot. Like it's like a major that like no one really like I love like going into like a basic like business or anything, but like looking into some of these like going into my junior year and looking into more majors and stuff and what you could go into, I just like wasn't interested in like a whole lot. Like I was set on going into like sports medicine because I'm always around like it. Like we have like a really good trainer at Springfield that I love to talk to about it and stuff, but like being around it so much, I feel like I got like a little tired of like seeing that like I have to go through all these like injuries and doing everything. So like looking into like different things like psychology and like what goes through the brain or like anything like through that, you know.
Forensics is all about solving things, taking a clue
Yeah.
and how good are you at puzzles and trying to figure things out, like that kind of thing? Are you good at that?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of mind puzzle? Is it crossword, Sudoku? What kind of things do you like to is in the puzzle category?
I mean, I do a bunch of them. I used to do puzzles when I was younger a lot. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what rubbed off on me or
Um, what are some of your hobbies outside of sports? Because you play so much, you're obviously always at a field or a court somewhere, but you have to have something that takes your mind off those sports. So what is it for you?
Um, I mean, I like spending time with my friends a lot. I like going to, even if it's just like going to like support like my boys' team or just supporting like my other friends playing. Cause like some of the chances that I have like a game the same day or practice at the same time, it's like hard to get to those. So like when I have the chance, I usually try and like focus on going to those, seeing if a couple other friends want to go.
What's your favorite sport to watch as a spectator?
Well, definitely basketball, but I started to watch, I think, softball more. It's just like I know the game, so it's like, and volleyball, obviously. I feel like it's just the sports I've been around, so it's like more interesting to me.
If you could throw your hat into the ring of any sport that you don't play, what sport would you want to try or start to get into?
Oh, I would love to try soccer, but just like I don't know if I could keep up with all those people. It's just I used to play when I was younger, but then I was like, I don't think this is for me.
I think Coach Kosek would love to have you on the team. Um, when boys volleyball is going to be a thing in the spring at the OHSA, I'm going to put you back in your volleyball mode for a minute. What male athlete at Springfield do you think would be the best volleyball player if Springfield had a volleyball team?
Oh, I don't know. It would have to be, I'm thinking like someone tall. I mean, we have a pretty good athlete. I think Shawndell Gardner is a pretty
Mhm.
good athlete, so I think maybe he would like play a good position in volleyball.
You think he'd go for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you think about all the things that you're able to do at Springfield, obviously the community backs you up so much. What's it mean to you to go to, especially the home games, and see the crowds that you get?
It feels really good. I feel like once we hit into like COVID and stuff, it was harder like getting people like right when we ended COVID, it was harder getting people out like to see us and stuff. And we started like Facebook pages, Twitter pages to show that like we're still playing, like we still have like tons of room. Like it's not like you have to be like afraid to come watch or anything. Like it just like makes me feel good like when we have a good crowd that are like there just to support and like make us feel good.
If anyone waves a bigger flag for Springfield Girls Sports in your family, I don't know who it is. I mean, they run the social media accounts. Your mom's always taking pictures.
Yeah.
My big what's Springfield gonna do when you're gone? And they have to find someone else to do all that. But all that aside, what's it mean to have this parents that have really dove into not just your career, but really poured their energy into your teammates as well?
It feels really good. My dad and mom have really been like the biggest fan of like me playing sports and everything, and like everything I do, they're usually so proud of me, and I feel like they like play a good aspect in like my other teammates' lives too, because my mom's always supporting, taking pictures, just talking to all the girls, like she's good friends with their moms and stuff, so it's like easier. And then my dad's always getting on to them about some things, working on trying to get them to work on things, just
Sometimes since I post pictures, the YSN, I get yelled at like, how could you use that picture of my face? Has your mom ever posted a picture of you or one of your teammates and you're like, really? Really? Are we
Yeah.
using that one?
I yell at her all the time. I'm like, make sure I don't look bad in that because it might look like I just like wiped out or I got hit. I'm like, don't post that, please.
Don't post that. All right, Maddie, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to also shout out the rest of your support system and all the people that kind of come out and support you and whoever it is that you want to shout out, I'm giving you the time to do that.
I want to shout out definitely my parents, my teammates around like just the area. I feel like they're always like texting me, like congratulating me, wishing me luck on games and their families. Definitely like my aunt, uncles, my grandma, she's a big supporter. She likes to come to my games. My brother. There's just a lot of people.
There are a lot of people. When you look into the crowd, who's the first person you look for when you're trying to find someone in the crowd?
I usually actually look for my grandma because she'll text me or she'll call me and she's like, "Yeah, I'll be at your game later. Just look for me." And I have to make sure that she's there.
All right, Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck in this basketball tournament, and we know that we're catch up with you again during softball season as well. So thanks for the time, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
You